We're standing in the CU Art Museum lobby looking up at the beautiful site-specific installation by our faculty member Melanie Walker, which is titled Pieces of the Sky and moves across the whole beautiful vertical space of the museum lobby. It consists of a series of traditional Japanese kite elements, but the fabric of the kites have digital photographs of clouds on them. And then moving across the space are striped black and white fine string elements that resemble rain. Melanie Walker is known for her work both in photography, which is what she teaches here on the campus, and also for her work as a public artist, in which she installs works similar to this, sometimes in more permanent forms, in buildings across different parts of the world. The artist also intends to actually fly these kites in these special kite festivals and competitions, in which case it would be an image of a digitally printed cloud against the real cloud. So we're standing in front of a work by Amerika, who's one of our new media faculty members, and he works across various forms of new media, including digital film, internet art. But here we have a digital photograph, which are two stills from a larger body of work called Immobilité. As stills, the work is titled Subtitled 4 and addresses the concept of identity. It has the text, losing, melting something that might have been identity. This high relief wall work is called RECNAC, R-E-C-N-A-C, by Garrison Roots, and it's a piece he just finished, especially for the exhibition. And it's a high relief out of poplar and fiberboard, which he has then flocked. So flocked is a kind of ground fiber that is glued onto the surface of the high relief and gives it this very lush, almost velvet-like surface. And as a high relief, he's working with white on white, and you can see that there are various kinds of geographies referenced in the piece. It's as if it's a large agglomeration of picture frames through which one views a perplexing geography. We're standing in front of the work titled Inverted L-Beam No. 2 by our faculty member Kim Dickey, who teaches ceramics. And it's a beautiful minimalist sculptural form made out of an aluminum structure to which she has attached ceramic flowers. And she's taken the classic minimalist L-beam form and recontextualized it with the reference to the garden and addressing the coming together of nature and culture, or the opposition of nature and culture coming together in the work. It's as if it's a large L-beam hedge. Here we have 4 works on paper by faculty member Sally Elliott. They're each made of gouache on paper. Gouache is an opaque water-based medium. And they have unusual titles such as Nesting in the Heart, Heart Muscle, A Light from the Other Side, and Witch's Pocketbooks. I think what she's woven together here are references from botany together with images from the body and from nature interacting with body muscles, heart imagery. Very provocative, conjures reflections about the self and the body's vulnerability. On the wall here are 2 ceramic wall pieces by Scott Chamberlin, who teaches also in our very well-known ceramics program. To the left is Hringan, and to the right, Jouel, the unusual titles of these 2 biomorphic works. The ceramic elements are handmade, and the artist has taken great care with the glazed surfaces, which are very unusual. They're made by the artist, unique glazes that are at once metallic and just a little bit iridescent, and contrast that iridescence and sheen against matte surfaces. In the metallic elements, the artist has come back and sanded and blasted off the majority of the sheen, just leaving certain elements with the full metallic reflection. The works are biomorphic and reference the human body, but not in a very direct way. You can kind of see a head like shape with a halo and perhaps other parts of the body, and yet there are these necklace-like elements, or maybe intestinal even, or umbilical-like elements that suspend from the sculptures. We're standing in front of an interactive installation by our faculty member Albert Chong that is titled Throne for the Third Millennium. And the audience is invited one at a time to actually walk up the stairs to the throne and sit on the throne. And the wings of the piece are mechanical and actually move. The throne is situated in a star-shaped, feathered space. And the artist was interested in the idea that there's a human desire for everyone to experience the sense of elevation that in colonial times would only have been bestowed on certain classes or groups of people, aristocracy and royalty, and to turn over that experience to all of the audience. We're standing in front of 4 pieces by a faculty member, Melanie Yazzie, who teaches in our printmaking program but also makes sculpture. And she's of a Navajo Diné background. And the works on view here very much address transformation and travel, and also refer to Navajo mythology and religion and points of view about how animals and nature are echoed into human reality and human experience. The pieces, she says, take on the personalities of different people she's known in her life. The sculpture is called Growing Stronger, and it's painted bronze. And the 3 monotypes, which means they're unique prints, are called Keeping It Together, Story Time, and Notice This Moment. This work here by another one of our stellar ceramic faculty members, Jeanne Quinn, is titled 1,000 Tiny Deaths, and it's a very unusual work of ceramics in which there are black porcelain elements that the artist has fabricated, like traditional vase forms out of a dark black porcelain, suspended from the ceiling, and they're held up by inflated balloons. And once the balloon gives out, then the element crashes to the ground and shatters into tiny little pieces, echoing, of course, the title of the work. And so the piece references certainly the fragility of the human experience and the fragility of life itself. We're in front of a work by Alvin P. Gregorio, who's a professor in our painting department. And what we have here is an assemblage that is a 3-dimensional painting assemblage. It has moving elements, lights, as well as drawings, together with painted surfaces. And there's all kinds of foreboding motifs throughout the work, including black birds and a skull and other elements that, kind of conjure the darker side of reality.